We appreciate all that you do every day, but thanks for helping us.
So I promise I was not shopping. I was visiting, right? In the lounge with the ladies, I told you all how much I enjoy the women's conference, and it's just as much about me being a participant as it is being your host and MC. I hope you enjoyed your break as well. You got to do some socializing and networking and shopping as well. It's all such a great experience, and especially to support so many businesses that are here. I really want you ladies to focus on that the businesses that are here in the vendors market, most of these are small-owned businesses, so support them with your dollars. If you're going to shop, support those people who are out there grinding and making it happen, and especially our women small business owners as well. Okay, at this time, please join me in welcoming Alex Trevino with Kendra Scott.
You can use mine.
Oh, perfect. There you go. Hello, everyone. My name is Alexa Trevino. I am from the Kendra Scott Baybrick location. I am so excited to be here with you all. This is something that we look forward to every single year, just being able to celebrate all of the women in our community and all of the hard work that you guys do. So before I get into the good stuff, I definitely want to remind you guys that we are actually selling in the exhibit hall. We will be here until 3, and 20% of your purchase will go directly back to Lemonade Day Galveston County. So you're shopping to treat yourself, but also for a good cause. So we are super excited to be here. Okay, now for a special surprise. So before everyone sat down, I actually hid 10 lucky stickers underneath chairs. So if you see any, so everyone check your chairs. If you see any open chairs that maybe your peers have stepped away, definitely let them know. Yes, it is going to be under the chair. It's this little gold sticker. It has our logo on it. Sorry, I don't mean to disrupt y'all's lunch. And then if you wouldn't mind making your way down to the stairs, I have 10 boxes for you guys. Yeah, if y'all want to make your way down, I will meet you guys at the stairs. Again, thank y'all so much, and definitely come get us, it'll be a little gold sticker, yes. Definitely come check us out at the exhibit hall. Alrighty, y'all have a great day. Thank you.
That is better than a golden ticket. A golden sticker from Kendra Scott, right? Thanks so much, Alex. At this time, please join me in welcoming back to the stage the one and only President and CEO of the Galveston Regional Chamber of Commerce, Gina Spagnolia.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Find my place here. Okay, ladies, we have a special announcement. The 4 tops are coming to Galveston Island on January 28th for the Galveston Regional Chamber of Commerce's 178th anniversary. Please bring your attention to the screens as we take you back to the Detroit City.
The Galveston Regional Chamber of Commerce welcomes the 4 tops from the back streets of the Motor City. to the front page of American music history with 4 decades of hits. Saturday, January 28th at the Galveston Island Convention Center. Get tickets at galvestonchamber.com. Don't miss the 4 Tops, produced by the Galveston Regional Chamber of Commerce.
All right, who's excited about Motown? If you think Gillies was good, let me tell you, this is going to rock your world. It's a night of Motown, so stay tuned. Every year, the Chamber selects and highlights 2 nonprofits that serve our community and beyond. These 2 nonprofits are Galveston Urban Ministries and Make-A-Wish Foundation. Please help me welcome Josh Durrell and Make-A-Wish Foundation rep. I can't read Jill's writing. I think that's what that says. But welcome the people. It's just Josh. That's just it. But not just you. You are a mighty friend doing mighty things in our community and around the world. So thank you, friend.
Well, thank you so much, Gina, for having us. And we thank you guys for just this fantastic turnout, for all the amazing things that you are doing in and around your communities that you love and serve. For the last 12 years, we have worked in the north part of Broadway, which is the lowest income community in Galveston. We've invested time, energy, and resources to develop it to become a neighborhood that people are not trying to get away from, but want to move into. Typically in areas with high crime and poverty and other challenges, oftentimes we look at the problems. We want to focus on the solutions. So what we say is that we are engaging, equipping, and empowering. And we truly believe in this idea of empowerment. To those who are once being served, we can't wait till they join the other side of the table and they begin to serve others. This year alone, we have served more than 7,000 hours invested in our community. And this is just by our staff and our volunteers helping to make our community one that people want to be a part of. More than 50% of our population that we serve are single mothers. And we are so grateful for the willingness that so many women have as they invest in their children, their community, and making it a place that others want to be and raise their children. So we're so grateful to be honored here today. Thank you for your time, and we look forward to celebrating more with you in the future.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I think we do have a representative from the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Thank you so much for being here. Introduce yourself, friend.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much for having us. My name is Brian Smith. I'm the Director of Communications for Make-A-Wish Texas Gulf Coast in Louisiana. It is a tremendous privilege to be here for our first time as new chamber members, so we're very excited and really honored for the opportunity to speak to y'all. Make-A-Wish is something that people understand on a national level as something that's nice, we're going to help out, but really we are a very local organization. Our chapter serves 47 counties across Texas, from Lufkin down to Corpus and out to College Station, and the entire state of Louisiana. So we currently have about 1,000 kids that are on a wish journey with us, and the important thing is that your contribution stays in your community. Your friends and your coworkers volunteer and donate to Make-A-Wish. You see these kids when you're driving home through your neighborhood, you bump into them at the store or at church. These are kids, and you will know the impact. And one of the very unique things that is so cool at Make-A-Wish is that our chapter currently has 22 employees. I'm the only guy. We have 21. Oh, wow. So our entire senior leadership team is powerful women, just like this room. We're the only chapter in the United States that has that. So it's very, very powerful to see the mission. And again, thank y'all so much for the opportunity. You have a booth here too. We do have a booth, yes, ma'am. We're out there. The other, Gum is out there as well. And so please come see us when you can take a break from this tremendous day. But thank y'all so much, and we hope you'll continue to get involved and help us bring wishes to life for local children.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Today's Women of the Year luncheon is brought to you by the Bouvier Family Foundation. Please turn your attention to the screens as they make their way to the stage.
Hi, I'm Kat Bouvier. Southern House of Hope is a home for girls in the foster care system between the ages of 14 and 18 that have been labeled children without placement. The number of children in the Texas foster care system as of September 2021 was 28,000 kids. 161 of those are labeled children without placement. I know that doesn't seem like a huge number, but that's 160 kids without a place to put their head. Southern House of Hope for us is an opportunity to open a house that will house girls that are currently in the foster system, ages 14 to 18. These will be girls that are currently labeled children without placement. So our goal with Southern House of Hope is to offer homeschooling, private and group therapies, equine therapy, dog therapy, and giving them a true place to lay their head that they can call home. I think that humanity should care what our children and how they live. I feel as if our community should step up to protect and to love our foster kids well. There are numerous ways that I'm asking you to help support Southern House of Hope. With your financial giving, your time, sharing this information with your friends that may be interested in helping also. Any of your skills that could add to our girls' life would be greatly appreciated. For more information or to support Southern House of Hope, you can find us online at southernhouseofhope.com.
Please give a warm welcome to our Women of the Year luncheon sponsor, Kat Bouvier. I've watched that now 10 times and I just cry, but congratulations so much for everything you're doing. We've had a conversation, and I know that there's a great need that you have, and we wanted to give you the opportunity here to share that. But thank you, friend. Thank you for all that you do. You look beautiful.
Thank you.
Stunning.
So what we need immediately is an architect to draw up our home. And if anybody has land for sale or reduced price or donating would be great. We're looking for about 10 acres. And that would be amazing to get us started, and then we could go from there.
And talk about what you'll put on the acreage.
So we'll have a home, and then as the girls age out of like the foster system, we would then have tiny homes in the back, so we could still protect them, help them grow, but teach them how to live independently. And then as they move out of there, we will gift them back the rent that they've paid so that they can get an apartment.
We love you. We love what you're doing. Thank you so much for supporting this women's conference, and thank you for the powerful things that you're doing to change lives.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Incredible women doing incredible things. Each year we honor Women of the Year who exemplify our celebration of mind, body, and spirit. These women embody what this conference is all about. They've made a difference, not only in our lives, but in the lives of so many in our community at large and across the nation. And what sort of gift do you give these incredible women? Well, you call the most talented young artist you know, and that one is Gabriel Prusmick, and have him create a one-of-a-kind piece of art. He's done this for us for many, many years, and those are the beautiful pieces of art that you've seen. We'd like to say thank you to Moody Gardens for providing the most stunning location to film this year's video. Please relax and enjoy this video tribute to these amazing women, produced by Joshua Hunley with J. Wayne Productions with a little help from me. Enjoy.
I'm a Valley girl. I was born in the Rio Grande Valley, and we moved to Galveston when I was 5 years old, and we lived in a place called the Isle Motel, which is connected to the Opera House to this day, and had forgotten about it till I came to work down here and went to the Opera House one day, and I said, that door looks familiar. And if I open it and there's some post office boxes there, this is where we lived. And I opened the door, and sure enough, that's where they were.
Had a really blessed childhood. My family grew up in Kerrville, Texas. I used to say that it was the end of the earth. I could hear the pages of books being turned, and when you're coming up through primary school and middle school and high school, not the attraction that you wanted. But now that I look back, what a valuable opportunity to be a part of a small community, and I think that's one of the reasons I gravitate to Galveston as well.
You know, my humble beginning in a small county with my parents and my 3 siblings, it certainly provided the foundation for who I am today. You know, it provided me information about who a community is and that it takes a village. And so our town was really close-knit. It's something I've never forgotten, and it's built the foundation of who I am today.
I'm originally from Selma, Alabama. I was born in Selma in the 1960s, and I was raised right outside Montgomery, Alabama in the 70s. So I was raised in Alabama in a very volatile time. I always felt safe and cared for, and we loved everybody, and you know, it was just a turbulent time.
You know, I was born in Shreveport, Louisiana, and I got to Texas just as fast as I could. My family moved to Houston, Texas when I was 8 years old. My mom owned part of a small car dealership. It was an Alfa Romeo dealership. And I really thought that's what I was going to do when I grew up. I would just, you know, take that over and sell a few cars for a living. Well, the 80s came, and with the oil crunch and everything, my mom sold her business. During college, I started waiting tables and working for a catering company, and I just fell in love with the business at that point. Currently, I'm at the San Luis Resort. I've been there for 22 years, and I am their regional director of special events.
I can remember, you know, at least one challenge that has been a turning point for me. I was hit with a diagnosis of cancer at that time frame, and during that time, you can imagine, early 30s, you know, life was amazing, things were going in the right direction. To have that turn, it slowed things down a bit for me. But when I think about now, what that really did, it provided me an opportunity to be open to things that maybe I wouldn't have been open to prior to that. And it really has been a blessing in disguise. You know, I would say that my journey has been filled with amazement, blessings beyond measure. You know, I use that to now really help me shift perspective and really help to guide where I am. You know, it's a humbling journey, I will tell you, Gina. It's really been an amazing time.
Pat and I have been married 38 years. I was with Del Papa 30 years. So balancing a life as crazy as politics is, and then being in a beer business where I covered 17 counties was tough. And I remember back in the early days, you know, from like 84 to 94, helping and being involved and going to the luncheons and meeting so many fantastic people. We all worked so hard to bring the Colonel paddle wheeler, to bring the rainforest. So I got to be involved in all of that, and the chamber was with everybody every step of the way. I mean, what more could you ask for?
My family was a very outdoorsy family. We lived in Arizona for many years, and so I would hike the Grand Canyon with my family. We camped a lot, and that really fomented for me an early appreciation for the great outdoors and for nature, which has been really fundamental for me and my family. And also I have to point back to my family, to the idea of service. My mother has always been a community servant, a church servant, and taught me from a very young age that there's great joy in serving your community, if not always great recognition.
John and I both believe that being immersed in your community is what you need to do. So if you're going to work here, you live here, and you volunteer here, so that's what we've done. I think there's always something we can offer someone else and they can offer us, which can be a life lesson. And so that is my true passion for volunteering. I now work as the Outreach and Events Coordinator for the Family Service Center of Galveston County. I'm doing that going on 3 years. Sometimes in the smaller nonprofit sector, a lot of the difficulty is just getting people to know your mission. And so when you find these small nonprofits and do learn their missions, many times you're very receptive to helping in a myriad of ways. It doesn't have to be, with your time. It could be with your donations or your organization or experience in certain areas. So it's just invaluable.
I really feel fortunate. I plan events for a living. I get to plan parties, and I use other people's money. I mean, who doesn't love that? But seriously, my work is my life. My life is my work. My friends do business with me, and my clients become my friends. It's a perfect balance, and I love it.
If you are lucky enough to find something that you love to do, that you're passionate about doing, don't let anybody stop you. I mean, the worst thing you can hear from somebody maybe is a no. So you go back and you reorganize it and you go after it again. And if you find something you love to do that much and could get paid for it, it's never work.
Work-life balance is important. I call it living a healthy, integrated life rather than work-life balance, because it is just that. It's making sure that I'm thriving and in my career, but at the same time that I'm thriving and flourishing in life. It wasn't something that came easy. It's something now, though, that I focus on, and I absolutely make sure that I model it. I mean, it's okay to set boundaries. It's okay to say that after 9 o'clock, I'm not answering emails. But the time that I am at work, the time that I am present 100%. And then when I'm away, I'm present with my family 100%.
And if you find a mission in life, if you find a purpose in life, then working doesn't feel like working. You need to be willing to show up. You need to be willing to put in the time when you're young and demonstrate. If you give a lot at the beginning of your career, you can set boundaries for yourself at the later part of your career.
Go explore, do as many things as you possibly can. Find something that you truly love.
I'm one of those people that believes in you work to live, not live to work. And so we've always tried to make our family come first. I worked in the airline industries as a Delta corporate contract specialist back in the 80s and early 90s. And fortunately, I may be one of the first people they allowed to work from home so that I could be home when Luke got out of school at least. And they worked with me every way they could.
My biggest inspiration, or what I think inspires me the most, is the possibilities of life. I think there's so many possibilities in life. And just to be able to think about that everything is open to us. We just have to take advantage of it. We have to connect ourselves to relationships that will help us to move forward. So it's really thinking about the opportunities that are ahead. It inspires me knowing that I don't know what the rest of the day may hold, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the uncertainty of what's next, as long as I know that there is a possibility for it to make a positive impact some way. That's what inspires me.
So my biggest inspiration is going to have to be my mother. You don't appreciate these things when you're younger, the folks that are going before you, that are laying your path. But now that I'm older and I can look back at everything that my mother has accomplished, what she's given to us as a family, what she's given to her community, to her church, I'm in awe of how gracious she is through all of that. And I think that's the skill that I'm learning now. A lot of competency, but graciousness.
My biggest inspiration is Pat and Ashley. They're going to work and they're going to be with people and they're going to take on projects and they're going to get it all done. And I admire them and I try harder to be like them because I want everybody to be happy. So I come at it a whole different angle and they call me Pollyanna.
So, it's really hard. I have so many people that are inspirations in my life and have made me who I am. Starting with my mom and my grandmother, they were both really strong women. They always told me that I could do anything or be anything that I wanted to be. Pearl Smith owned a small catering company, and she introduced me into the culinary and event planning world. And I know that I wouldn't be standing here now if it were not for Pearl Smith. And then, I've been at the San Luis for 22 years, and gosh, I've watched Tillman Fertitta just grow exponentially. I mean, Tillman inspires change, and he inspires us to be perfect as we possibly can.
My biggest inspiration changes with the seasons in my life. Of course, I think of my parents and grandparents and mother and father-in-law, and at a very young age. When John and I were just starting out, and I was pregnant with Luke, I had a friend that worked with me in the travel industry. She said, we're going to have to find John a better job. Cynthia's pregnant, and we need to get him something that pays a little better and he can, make a career out of. She saw that we needed a direction, kind of, so we kind of credit John's career and our strength in marriage to her. When we were little, Luke would call her Cinderella because, when we would struggle with things, she would be there and she would bring Luke little happy, and she was always dropping by with special things, to make Luke feel special. So we always called her Cinderella.
But I am told that my superpower is my public speaking ability, which is very unusual given the fact that the only class I ever failed in college was public speaking. People tell me my superpower is public speaking. I'll say my superpower is giving heart and all of myself to what I'm putting forward at the moment.
Well, my superpower, I think, are two things. I think it's optimism, and I think it's a power perspective. As I told you, life has thrown many curveballs, and it constantly throws curveballs. I only gave you one, but there are many in my life from the beginning, and it has helped me to really be able to put things in perspective. So I really think that is the superpower. Now, I won't tell you that every single day that, I'm happy all the time or, smiling every day. I can't tell you that, but I can tell you that I make a commitment to try to do that. And I make a commitment to not let my attitude or how I see things impact someone else in a negative way.
My most powerful superpower is my honesty. I think people, when they come to me and when my coworkers come to me, they know if they ask me a question or they ask my opinion, that I'm gonna tell them the truth. And I believe that sets them and me up for success. I always tell people the truth will set you free.
If I had to say I had a superpower, I think it would be transparency. I'm just kind of, what you see is what you get. And my mom always said, well, not a character flaw, but is I assume you like me. And if you don't, you're just going to have to tell me. Because why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you go into a new relationship or friendship or job thinking, oh gosh, everybody here likes me? And, I think it's just transparency. And, if I don't like you, you'll know soon enough.
I've learned over the years that my superpower is I'm not shy, I'm friendly, I'm outgoing, I'm capable, and I either feel it or try to make other people feel comfortable immediately. But I can talk to the guy that I help on the street, and I can talk to the president, maybe the president of the United States. So I'm very fortunate, I think, to have been blessed with that.
Oh my goodness. Being Woman of the Year, I think it means that I have a lot of work to do. It was a surprise. It's an honor. It's a privilege. I cannot even believe that I am standing here in this space to be Woman of the Year. I never would have imagined it or thought it at all. But it tells me that I must be making some type of positive impact in the life of others. But also what it tells me is I have to make more of an impact because I need to make sure that the future, the next women in the making, those that are in the making to become Women of the Year, have some support, are positioned well, are developed. And I feel like that's something that I can do and that I should be doing from here on out.
I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the Galveston Regional Chamber of Commerce for this unbelievable honor. They do such good work and have helped me make connections throughout the community, and they're just a very special group. I am just beyond honored to be a representative from this group of women that are gathered here today. So many of you mean so much in my life, and I just, I love you, and I don't know how to thank you, and I appreciate you being here. To the other honorees, you're amazing. You all do such wonderful things, and I couldn't imagine being included with a better group of people.
I'd really like to thank the Galveston Regional Chamber of Commerce for choosing me as one of the Women of the Year this year. I'd like to congratulate all the other ladies that have this beautiful distinction. And I'm just so honored, and I want to congratulate Mrs. Doyle for being our Legacy Woman of the Year. So thank you all so much.
Being awarded Woman of the Year for me is a very humbling activity. I think, like a lot of the award winners, we do what we do for a sense of community, for a sense of duty in our community. And so to be recognized for that is very humbling. And being called out by the Chamber of Commerce as a Woman of the Year sets me up with a responsibility to extend my hand to others who want to follow this path and to influence their community as well.
It's a phenomenal feeling to be standing in a room with all these great women, and I'm sure they all feel just like I do, that it's rewarding and exciting. The whole room here is filled with greatness, or they wouldn't be here today. It's almost indescribable. That's hard for me to be indescribable. So I thank the Chamber. I thank the people who are made this happen. Thank you so much.
And behind every great Woman of the Year is a phenomenal...
You're going to be one of our 2022 Women of the Year at the Women's Conference. And here is your,
I feel like a prom
we'll officially honor you. We wanted to have lunch with you, but we also wanted to honor you September 16th at the Galveston Regional Chamber of Commerce Women's Conference. So we love you and thank you for all that you do. Women of the Year. This year's Women's Conference. Here's your flower. This woman is incredible. We love you to the moon. How are you doing? It's good to see you. Oh, good to see you.
Just a little reception, but the first conversation was real.
What is this? What's happening? What are you doing here? No, this I have to have a problem with because he lives with me. I should know he's coming. Oh. What is happening?
Senator-elect Mays Middleton, Eliza Quigley, and the Moody family, if you would please join me on the stage, or whoever wants to represent the Moody family. As I call their names, please help me welcome to the stage the Ann McLeod Moody Women of the Year. Michelle Beckwith, the San Luis Resort, Spa, and Conference Center. Kelly deSchaun, Galveston Island Park Board of Trustees. Dr. Deborah Jones, UTMB Health, School of Nursing. Cynthia Smith, Family Service Center. And Rebecca Lilly is going to accept the honor on Janice Hallisey's for her award. Those of you that didn't hear this morning, Janice's sister passed away, and so she was called yesterday and is with the family there in Dallas. So what you think about the video, ladies? Come on out. Come on. How are you? Good to see you. Okay, Jill, we need, we're going to give them their pictures. I think we have something from Frida Rothman. And then we'll have the Moody family. If you don't mind, we'll get the pictures and we'll hand them to the ladies. And we have a proclamation, Senator-elect.
So I have a resolution from the state of Texas and the Texas House honoring the life of Ann McLeod Moody and all of her contributions to our community and generosity and servant leadership that so many have gotten to see the fruits of. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. You want me to turn? You want me to?
Okay, and we're going to line y'all up, and we're going to line you up, and we're going to hand you your beautiful pictures. Eliza, you've got something from Frida Rothman too. Jill, if you can help. Kimmy, do you want to help us with the pictures? Okay, Eliza. Eliza's borrowing my glasses.
Here we go. Thank you, Gina. Congratulations, everyone. Thank you for having me today. I want to thank you for what you do for our community and acknowledge you. This strength bracelet is donated and given by Frida Rothman, who's a jeweler designer from New York. And the bracelet should remind you, hopefully, of your inner strength and all that you do to make a positive difference in the world and our community. And we're so grateful for you, and congratulations. And wherever Mrs. Doyle is, I just want to say congratulations and thank you for what you do for us as well.
Thank you. Did y'all enjoy the video? Was it just me, or I got all kinds of lessons out of that? It's amazing. Thank you guys so much, and congratulations. You have to do it down. Well, thank you, ladies, for all that you do for your professions and for the community. And one more round of applause for our 2022 Women of the Year. Before we continue with our ceremony, please bring your attention to the screens for a message from Texas First Bank.
There's an old saying, behind every great man is a strong woman. But at Texas First Bank, we like to say, next to every great man is a strong woman. You can see this going all the way back to when Mr. Doyle founded Texas First Bank right here in Hitchcock in 1972. The bank has grown to be a $2 billion bank serving Galveston County, Houston, north of Houston, and even out to Beaumont. But Mr. Doyle will be the first to tell you that without the love, dedication, and true partnership of his wife, Mary Ellen, we wouldn't be what we are today. Her career work as a journalist, her community ties, and her support at home raising their 5 children all contributed greatly to the bank's growth and have set the example for so many women and men to succeed at the bank. Today, Texas First is proud to say that over 70% of our workforce is women. We have women in all departments of the bank. They are my teammates, my mentors, my family. I manage the retail side of the bank, but we have women that lead us in project management, marketing, HR, compliance, and more. Some of the women at the bank have been here for over 40 years. I'm proud to say that the women at Texas First get things done, and we are strong. Texas First even has a women's business development committee to support other women in our communities and to offer networking opportunities. You may have been invited to one of our educational luncheons or tailgated with us at the Nutcracker Market. Our mission at Texas First is helping Texans build Texas, and you really feel that here. Giving back to our communities in true partnership with each other is an example that is set from the top down. And for that, I'm truly grateful.
Thank you, Texas First Bank. Today, we are also honoring a legend, Mrs. Mary Ellen Doyle, as our inaugural Legacy Woman of the Year. This is an award given to an individual who has dedicated a lifetime to people and communities. Mrs. Doyle, a true pioneer of philanthropy, has dedicated decades of community service and financial contributions to the United Way Mainland, Salvation Army, College of the Mainland, as well as the people and organizations of Galveston County, Texas City, and beyond. Please enjoy this incredibly special conversation that I had with Mrs. Doyle, our legend. And I'm so honored to tell you, Mrs. Doyle, my friend that I love so dearly, that you have been selected to be our very first Legacy Woman of the Year for the 2022 Women's Conference in Galveston. We always celebrate incredible women who do incredible things, but we've never had a Legacy winner. And so you will hold as the very first Legacy Women. That's Women of the Year. And so congratulations. If you stand down and
I was born in Kansas at the tail end of the Depression, 1934. My birth mother and father had 13 children. I was the 14th. My birth mother went to a doctor in town who was to become my uncle, and she said, I cannot handle another child. So my uncle-to-be knew that his sister and her husband had been unable to have children, and he said, I can take your baby and place her with a very nice couple. And my birth mother said, fine. And she called my Uncle Jim as she went into labor and said, I'm getting ready to have this baby. You best call your sister. And so Uncle Jim came to deliver me, but before that, he called Ellen and Tom Hip. And that's who blessed me with the beginning of my life. I lived my entire undergraduate life in Bartlesville, which is a delightful town of about 50,000. Most every one of them was well educated because they were Phillips Petroleum Company employees. My mother was a nurse. Very good to have a nurse as your mother. So I spent 2 years with my father and mother in Dumas, Texas, where they had a plant. But otherwise, I was in Bartlesville the whole time. I spent 4 years at Oklahoma University. If you were in a sorority, you could live in the house. And it was a beautiful house. I met a lot of people there. I was majoring in journalism, and the girl about a half a block away from me, who was in a different sorority, was also a major in journalism. And we walked to our classes that were in the journalism building, which looked like it was about ready to fall down around us. But we had, that girl and I had a real bond. They sent us out to interview people in Oklahoma City, celebrities. I met a lot of celebrities during my senior year. Graduated, but before I graduated, I met a young man, and a friend of mine named Russell saw me on campus one day. he said, Mary Ellen, I have a pledge that would like to meet you. Of course, I was at that time a junior, and I looked at him and I said, oh, Russell, I'm much too old for a pledge. He said, oh, no, this guy came in as a junior. Oh, okay, that's fine. Have him call me. What's his name? His name is Chuck Doyle. I said, okay, I'll remember that. He called. I did remember that. But come the day that I was to have a date with him, I forgot his first name. So I went down the stairs to the foyer, and he said, hi. And I said, Doyle, I'm so glad to meet you. There again, it's a blessing that Chuck ever bothered to have another date. But we did date, we fell in love. I didn't know what an exceptional man he was at that time. He was an exceptional person to me, but I never realized how really exceptional he was. I graduated in May. He graduated in August, and we were married the end of August, 1956. We got married, and Chuck took a job with Union Carbide. Union Carbide no longer exists, but he was working in resources, human resources. I worked for the Texas City Sun, and Ragsdale was my editor. And then Chuck Doyle, who had gone to school on a partial ROTC scholarship, had to pay the Army back, got money. So we went to Fort Knox. We stayed there for 4 months, and then it was time to get his first assignment. And it was in Germany. Now, that was a real blessing. We went to Germany. We were newlyweds, had no children. We traveled every weekend. And for a while, we lived on what they called the economy. We had a wonderful time, and we saw just most of Central Europe while we were there. It was such a blessing. Then we came home, and Union Carbide was back there for us. But before we came home, we had Matt Doyle. And he cost $7 for the whole birthing process. That's why we had 4 more children. But they were born right here in Texas. And we came home with this baby, the same car that we left with. But it was delightful to be home, and both our sets of parents were just so happy to meet Matt. We moved back to Texas City. Chuck went back to Union Carbide. I got a job with the Sun again, but this time I was writing a column from the house, a society column. So, as time went along, we had David, we had Denise, we had Patrick, and we had Christopher. And then our family was complete. And we lived our life raising those children. And Chuck began to show what an exceptional person he was. He ran for city commission as a young man. He was the youngest at that time city commissioner they had ever had. He also was going to the University of Houston downtown campus to get his master's degree. So he was busy. I was busy. We were both involved in the child rearing in the community. But after the city commission job, Chuck withdrew and Chuck ran for mayor and was elected. In the year 1990, Chuck served as mayor until the year 2000. Chuck, as you can understand, is one of my superheroes. But at the risk of sounding odd, I must tell you that God is one of my most superheroes. He has taken good care of me, even when I was in the womb. So I count him first as my superhero, but Chuck is second. My children have been such a blessing to me and made my life as a mother very joyous. It too was a blessing.
Today is an honor to be able to talk about someone that's very dear to my heart, Mary Ellen Doyle.
I am so happy and honored to be able to say congratulations to Miss Mary Ellen Doyle on your accomplishment with this Women in Leadership Award. It does not surprise me at all that you have been selected for this honor, for you have been such a great impact and influence in the lives of so many people.
Let me offer my sincere congratulations to Mrs. Doyle for this Superpower Woman Award. I don't think it could come to anyone that's more deserving.
This is a great opportunity to say thank to Mary Ellen Doyle, because we know that her and her husband made the last gift to make possible the Salvation Army in Texas City.
Well, Mary Ellen Doyle, she means a lot to the organization because with our students, if they're hungry, they cannot focus in their education. So with the kitchen that Mary Ellen Doyle provides for us, it provides us an opportunity to feed our students so they can focus in all their activities.
Because of the strong support for well over 50 years by Mrs. Doyle and the entire family, our Board of Trustees chose to name our new administration building after the family.
I can tell you, we wouldn't be where we're at today with United Way Galveston County mainland if we didn't have all that dedication as a volunteer of Mary Ellen Doyle and a stark supporter of our United Way.
You know, when we think about superpowers, Mrs. Doyle, I think, possesses several.
My mom's superpower is toleration.
My mom's superpower is patience. Lots of patience.
My mom's superpower, which is the same mom, is always be humble and kind. And no, she did not write the song for Tim McGraw, but she could have.
My mom's superpower is making people feel special.
I do believe you have a superpower that is possessed by no other, Mrs. Doyle, and that superpower is the ability to make people feel like family who are not related to you in any way.
I would say that Mary Ellen Doyle's superpower is her kindness. Since the first time I met her, she looked at me and she talked to me and she held my hand and she was very caring.
You can't tell her no. That's her superpower. You can't tell Mary Ellen Doyle no when she comes to ask you for something.
That she has the ability to relate to everyone. Everyone seems to be a friend, and I certainly consider her to be one.
Well, congratulations, Mom. We're all very proud of you.
You're the best. You're a legend in my mind.
Congratulations, miraculous mom. We love you so much.
Congratulations, Mom. You're the best.
So, here we are. I'm an old woman, and I'm becoming a legend today. So, at 88, I'm going to be a legend, and what more of a blessing could you ask? Galveston County, Texas City, Lamar, Dickinson, East Bolivar, that little part of Galveston County has been a true home to Chuck and I and our children, and we thank you. Couldn't have asked for anything better. I am not going to visit the 90s. That doesn't appeal to me. 88 may be where I stop counting. Thank you very much.
We're very proud of you, Mary Ellen, and that you work hard for all of us and all your friends in the community. And
That's because I
love you for that. And just remember this, that when the rest of my life is through, the most wonderful thing I've ever done is simply loving you.
Please help me welcome to the stage our 2022, the inaugural Legacy of the Year, Mary Ellen Doyle. Will the Doyle family please come up too? We want to get some pictures with y'all. Come on up, Doyle family. Come on up and join us. Wasn't that just the best video ever? A conversation with a legend. What'd you think about that? We're going to sit. We're going to sit over here. Did you like it? Oh, come on, we're going to sit on the couch. Let's go sit. You were lightning speed up here, actually. Okay, let's sit. Do you approve of the video? What a wonderful conversation. I was honored to have that with you. Doyle family, you guys can come up because I know we're going to want a picture with y'all. Is that okay? Okay, they're saying this is your time. And then after this, we'll get them up and get a picture. I present to you the first 2022, the Legacy Woman of the Year to you. I'll carry this down. It will forever bear your name. Forever bear your name. And we also have a proclamation for you. Would you like to say anything before we bring the family up?
Sure. I would like to thank the Regional Chamber. Gina and Jill have been so good to me. Now, I have a crazy voice. If you ever talk to me again on the phone, you'll say, oh, that's Mary Ellen. You will not say, oh, that's the legend.
He might.
But it is a delightful thing to be honored like this. As you can see, I'm way past my prime. Way past it. But I enjoyed all the community service that I did, and I urge all of you, every one of you, the young ones, the middle-aged ones, not the 88-year-old ones, to continue to serve your communities. It's a blessing that you will reap many benefits from. I want to thank my family. They have always been very supportive of me. Chuck Doyle has put up with me for 66 years. He is exceptional, believe me. I thank you, Gina.
Thank you. Will you stay up here with me for a second? We've got some work to do, legend. All right. See how smart I was to bring this over? So at this time, please help me welcome 2 students in the College of the Mainland Graphic Design program. Didn't they do a good job?
Yes.
Wasn't that amazing? Delaney Rice and Brooklyn Clemens. They were asked if they would like to produce Mrs. Doyle's video that would be a showpiece for their portfolios. And without hesitation, they agreed. After class, they worked all summer on filming and editing the video, and they were chosen by their instructors, Kalina Jackson, who's been amazing. Isn't she amazing? And Derek Miller, because they saw them as superheroes. They saw superpowers in you two. Girls, we have a little surprise for you. Is Kalina coming up, Jill? Yep, she's coming. We have a little surprise for you. I understand that you will each be receiving a $500 scholarship to help pay for your spring tuition.
I think you all did a super job, Brooks and Delaney. You even got past my crazy voice.
Good.
Thank you, girls.
Oh, you stay here, and then we're going to take a break, and I'll come get you, and we're going to go have a drink. Okay, congratulations. Wasn't it an honor to do that?
Oh, absolutely.
What did you think about that final product?
I'm really happy with it. You know, as a designer myself, you know, I obviously think there is things I could do better, but I am pleased with the final product. I'm glad that everybody else enjoyed it too.
I think it was exceptional. Final words? What an honor to do this for a legend.
It was such an honor to be able to work with the Chamber and with the Doyle family. And I'm so happy with how it turned out, even though we had some bumps along the way. It's just life.
Not a whole lot of bumps. We added that OU fight song. What'd you think about that? Wasn't that good? Well, thank you. Congratulations. You've got some superpowers, you two, so we're looking forward to great things. Give them a hand, please. You just stay right here. Well, let's just see. You just stay here with your legendary award, your legend award, and look beautiful. All right, so we're going to take a break. We have a special thank you to Del Papa Distributing for providing the signature drink for you to enjoy. Jill, anything else? Jill says we're going to extend the break a little bit. We've run a little bit, about 20 minutes. While you're getting, about 1:25. While you get up, I'm going to use this opportunity as a standing ovation for Jill Chapman. She has worked so hard on this. So Jill Chapman, take a bow, Jill Chapman with the Chamber. And I'm going to say there's another person behind this curtain, Lindsay Touche, who you never see, who works so hard. She is behind there working with the incredible UTMB Health, the AV people. So give her a round of applause, too. Well done. All my staff have worked so hard. They have superpowers that are unbelievable. The legend and I are going to have a drink. We'll see you back in 20 minutes.